Welcome, everyone. My name is John Fisher, and we're going to be doing a webinar today on the digital vehicle inspections. We're excited about it. Let me just go through a little bit of an introduction of who's here with me. Give me a second. So, a little introductions for those that don't know me. I'm sure probably most of you have been on a couple of our webinars already that we've done on Vast Online, but my name is John Fisher, VP of Sales and Marketing. There's my contact information if you want to get a hold of me. Also on the phone is also Ryan Fisher, who's my account manager, who's working with a lot of you. You're either working with myself or with him, and there's his contact information as well. So just a little bit of an agenda for what we're going to be doing over this hour. First, going to give just an introduction of what our CarSide product is, which is the digital inspection application. Talking about some of the characteristics and some of the value you get from it. I'm going to hand it over to Ryan, who's going to do a real-time demonstration and how it integrates with Vast Online. And then I'll take the helm again over and talk about pricing, and we'll do questions and answers. So, and I'm sure probably most of you have been on this one of our GoToMeeting webinars. You guys are all in listen-only mode, but you can please feel free to ask as many questions as you have throughout the process, and we'll probably respond. Whoever's not giving the presentation is going to probably respond so that everyone can see, but then also we'll talk about the questions and answers afterwards. So, okay, so let's kick off. So what exactly is CarSide? So CarSide is the name of the product. It's the name of our module. It's a vast module, but it's the name of our digital inspection tool. It automates the process that you guys would typically do by hand on paper for the inspection process. And we use, as you're going to see, because we're going to be doing demonstrations using tablets. And we'll even talk about kind of what tablets to use, or it could even be your smartphone. It is an optional module for Vast Online. So just for, I know all of you are looking at doing the conversion, or maybe you have converted from GBMS to Vast Online. It's not something that you have to go with. It is an additional product with additional price, and then we'll talk about the price afterwards. And then finally, it's not just an inspection tool itself, but it really, as we're going to go through and show you some of the value, it really is intended to increase your shop's average repair order. We'll give you some statistics on that, and then also really help you build trust with your customers. So first, let me just talk a little bit about what we're trying to accomplish with digital inspection. This going back, I think this is a slide says 2016. AAA actually did a study, and they found that 2 in 3 U.S. drivers don't trust auto repair shops. Part of the study came back with some of these statistics that 63% of the people that were in this study had negative past experiences with service repair shops. 73% believe that they've been overcharged, and 76% felt that there was unnecessary recommendations. So what are successful shops doing about this? 2 things. One is simplifying the inspection process, which we're going to be showing you about, and educating and empowering your customers through information that you're going to be providing to them and communicating with them. So, yep, that's sure this sounds great, right? But objections, right? This is tough. This is new technology. I don't have time to put this new technology in. We're hearing issues with, hey, my technicians, they've been doing this for 30, 40 years. They're opposed to adopting new processes. And then finally, we really need some proof. This is a product you're going to be paying for, and there's definitely benefits, but to the consumer and the communication with the consumer. But is there an ROI? Is there a return on investment? And I'd like to see that before I actually commit. So if we could, simultaneously help you improve efficiency, help you increase sales, and build loyalty, is that something you guys would be interested in? So So this is what we're going to be sharing with you, and we're taking you through a demonstration. But just a little bit about how it works now. The technician will use a tablet, or it can be using a telephone or a smartphone to perform the inspection. The advisor there at the counter would build that report. Again, we're going to show you that, build the estimate, and then there's going to be communication with your customer via a text message or email going back and forth. So these are the benefits. Improve efficiency, elevate trust, build estimates faster through the integration with VAST, and increase your average repair order. We've been told by customers who have deployed this, because right now today we have several hundred customers that are using the product today, and we have some that are saying that their average repair orders have been increased by 22%. And it's not across the board. We have some that increase maybe 10 to 15%, but if you can increase by even 3 or 4%, it's going to at least pay for itself. So a couple of things, as you'll see, it's easy for owners. You can identify future opportunities, schedule declined services in a timely manner. It is easy for staff. It is not an extensive training in the process. As you'll see, it is pretty simple to use. There is a training process that we would take your people through. It's 20 minutes long, and it just shows them how to use the tool. And then finally, it's easy for customers, easy to understand, and we'll be taking you through that. So the tablets, really, you could use it. The system is browser based, so we're recommending the Samsung Galaxy, because it does have a flash, because you have the ability to take video underneath your cars, and it's be good to actually have a flash. But the Apple iPad 10.5-inch, or as well as your smartphone. So some of the features that you'll see that we're going to be kind of taking you through, not showing you every one of these, but talking through a number of them. But the software does VIN scanning, so being able to be at the vehicle, scan the VIN, and communicate that back all the way through to VAST. Two-way communication with your customers, which will show video and image sharing, voice-to-text recording, two-way texting to relay information to the vehicle owner that you'll see. Customer can authorize to pay via text, or authorize the work, via text. And then finally, there is a text-to-pay option as well. Also, if you do have the Hunter Elite or Quick Check, the Hunter equipment does integrate with CarSide, so that tread depth automatically comes through, and all the data that you're keying into the Hunter equipment does move over to the digital inspection application. Okay, so with that, let's move over to do the demonstration. Ryan, I'm going to pass this to you.
Perfect. Doesn't look like I got it, John. I don't know if you sent it.
Yep. It showed it for a quick second. So let me give me a second. Let me do it again to you. Sorry.
Yep.
So you should have it now.
Yep, just got it. All right, can you see VAST Online?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, so as John said, we're going to do a quick demonstration here of our inspection tablet. We have a couple of different ways that we can start the inspection process for our customers. One of the ways that John mentioned is that we do have the ability to scan the customer's VIN to create an inspection within our inspection system, or we can simply open up a work order within VAST Online to start that inspection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into VAST Online. I'm going to do a quick search for myself. So I'll type in my last name, go down here, click Ryan Fisher. The system's going to tell me that Ryan has a few open work orders in the shop. I'm going to ignore the message. And then I'm going to come in here and select my Camry. Once I've done that, it will pull up the customer contact screen. I'll hit continue to go to the work order. Upon doing that, you'll see here that Ryan Fisher has a inspection ticket opened in our tablet platform. So this is what your technicians will be viewing in the shop. So to simply start the inspection, all they have to do here is click on our inspection button. Now again, this is all going to be ran through a tablet. So throughout this demonstration, you'll see me clicking around, but typically this is all going to be done through a touch screen on the tablet. So the first thing that we like to do here when the customer comes in is take a picture of the vehicle. Another important thing to point out, I'm going to be using stock images for the demonstration. Now, when you do have a tablet integrated, the system will automatically prompt the camera to appear to take a picture. So your technicians won't be able to pull any files to put onto the inspection. Once I've added a picture of the vehicle, we typically like to enter the mileage in of the vehicle when they get to our shop. As John pointed out earlier, if you are using the Hunter Elite alignment systems at your shop, you will have the ability to upload the data that's capturing into the car side inspection platform. One of the important things to note before I kind of dive into it, I don't want anyone to get hung up on the specifics that we're looking for in our inspection. Our process is when we go to build your custom inspection, we'll take your paper report, or I should say your paper inspection, and we'll build it on our car side platform. So after we've entered in the mileage in, we're typically going to go to the reason for today's visit, maybe jot down some notes for why the customer's here. So we'll see the customer's squeaky brakes. So we know to look for that when we get to that point in the inspection. And then we'll simply click into our tabs to start the inspection process. So the way that we handle our inspection, it's a 3 color coded system. If we mark that the certain part, is green, that means it's passing. If it's yellow, that means it's questionable and could probably use some maintenance. And red means that we absolutely need to take action to repair this part. So again, as I go through and as I check all the items that we're doing, I'm simply going to mark them as green after I've checked everything out. So the first thing that we'll jump into, are the brake pads. So what we're going to do is we're going to capture the measurements for those pads. If we want to, we can capture the measurements for the rotors as well. And then what we'll do is, because we know the customer has issues with the pads, we're going to go and take a look at them. Once we've taken a look at them, and we've made the decision that that there is an issue with these brake pads, we're going to hit red. Once we hit red, there's going to be 2 drop-down boxes here. The first drop-down box is going to tell the customer what issue we found with the part that we're inspecting. So for this one, I can say that the front brake pads are worn. The next drop-down menu is going to tell our customer what actions are we going to take. So our actions are we're going to replace the front brake pads. That's always important for us to take a picture of the part when we inspect it. So again, I'll come down here, pull one of my images of a worn front brake pad. One of the nice things that your technicians can do in the shop is they will have the ability to draw in these pictures to draw the customer's attention to certain details. So maybe if I want to put a little circle here to show where some of the cracks are in the brake pad, to show them that it's worn, I can also draw in maybe an arrow to draw their attention further. That maybe all that's a little overkill, but the idea is that we do have multiple ways to draw their attention to the issues that we see. Then, of course, as we go on, we'll continue to mark items green and red, or green, yellow, or red. Now, I'm not going to go through every item because we do have a lot here, but I want to give you, the general feel for what we're doing. The next thing that we might, check is the tires, right? So, you'll notice here that we do have the measurement in millimeters. That is customizable. We can put it in 30 seconds for most of our US customers. But again, we'll capture the tread depth of the tires. Maybe they're a little extreme. I can say the pressure is set to 32 when we check the tires. And then let's check how is the wear looking on the tires. So if we have a tire that maybe has some uneven wear, I can go down here and select irregular wear for that tire. So how are we going to solve that issue? We're going to replace both front tires. And again, we're going to want to show our customers a picture of what we saw. So again, I'll take a picture. We can clearly see here the tread is worn unevenly on this side that we're going to have to replace the tire. So again, I'll attach that and finish my inspection. Once I've done that, one of the cool integrations that we have is we do integrate to scheduled maintenance from CheckChart. So, we can see here that when I entered the mileage of the vehicle of 25,000 miles, the system automatically populated the factory scheduled maintenance at 25,000 miles. This is a great reference tool for your techs while they're reviewing the vehicle. And we also have the ability to attach this to the report that we'll send our customers later. Another new integration that we've put in here is our motor data. So what this is essentially, it's going to give us basic spec data on various items throughout the car. So we can look at brake specifications, lube specs, so what quantity of oil does this car take? We can see 4.4 quarts. If we want to see the OE tire size that it takes, we could get that, as well as the recommended tire pressure. So again, there's a lot of data here that your technicians can reference and have at their fingertips on their tablet while they're working on the vehicle. So the next stage is, we're going to build our summary or our quote, for the work that we've picked out. So again, now I'm going to pull up Vast Online to build the ticket. So again, we said that this customer is going to need 2 front tires as well as new front brake pads. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and look at my local inventory. I'll type in the tire size, say 225, 55, 17. We'll hit enter, and again, it's going to search my local inventory. So we'll throw a set of these Goodyear Eagle all-season tires. We'll scroll down here to change the quantity to 2, and we'll hit save. So again, as Vast Online will always do, it's going to throw the tire onto the work order with any related services. I'm going to decline our road hazard warranty here. But then we can see here we've already now built a quote for the tire and the services related to that tire. Now we're going to pull up a set of brake pads. So I'm going to call out to my catalog to get those pads. What I'll do is I'll get a braking system. Since we need front pads, I'll click that. And we'll go to V-Item Broker. Again, V-Item Broker is our bridge between your parts vendor and your point of sale. Right now, what we're viewing is our local inventory. So you can see I don't actually stock any brake pads. So I'll call out to Advanced Auto Parts. Again, it's going to do a live call out for on-hand availability and the supplier cost. So I can see here that they have 2 in stock. The part is going to cost me $28.84. And after we apply our cost multipliers that we've built into the system, we will be able to sell a part for $80.99. So I will select that part and post it onto my ticket. Here, I'm going to have the option where I can check this box to actually order the part, or I can just post the part onto the work order because the customer has not approved the work yet. So what I will do is I will post our brake pads. And then the last thing that we're going to want to add onto our work order is the labor for those brake pads. So again, we'll go right back into our catalog. We'll select brake pads, front, and then brake friction in our labor category. And again, we currently do integrate with the the Epicor catalog, which gets its labor times from Mitchell, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. So again, we're calling out to get the time to do that service. So we'll select position front for brake pads. You can see that it's a 1-hour job. And then we'll throw that onto our work order. So now we can see that after we've thrown the tires, after we've thrown the pads and service onto our ticket, the total is showing us $627.78. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right back into our inspection form. I'll type in that price. I'm going to mark that I have estimated all the parts and that the estimate is complete. It's just going to ask me to confirm that that is the right amount that we're charging our customer. I will say yes. And now the system is going to prompt me to build the estimate that we are sending to our customer. So you can see here, the reason for today's visit will appear up top. If we scroll down here, we can see all the pictures we took of the parts. One of the really nice things that we have added into the system are these diagrams. These are really important, to explain to the customer, why a certain part might be important. Maybe we have a younger customer who's just not very familiar with cars. So a diagram like this showing them why their brake pads are important with a little literature on the side can maybe give them the extra push to, to spend the money with us. So I'm going to select that. Scroll down here to look at our tires. Again, we can show them why getting a tire rotation could be important, or a wheel alignment. I'll add that. I also think it's nice to add these diagrams for items, even if we've marked them as green. A great example is an oil change. We need to tell the customer why it is important that they get an oil change with us. We recommend here that they come in every 3 months or 5,000 miles, to get their oil changed. So again, we can add that onto the ticket. I can add a few more pieces for some of the other items that we checked off. Once we've done all that and everything looks good to us, I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to preview the report. So this is actually what our customer is going to see. So we start off with the green items. I can hit the drop-down menu to see everything that we've checked off. If I look down at the red, these are going to be the items that we marked as hazardous. We can review that all the literature we want is on there. If you want as well, you also have the ability for your technicians to take a picture of themselves that will appear to the customer, maybe to just kind of add a little something to the customer relationship. But once we verify that all that is good, I'm going to go over here to send report. The nice thing here is that we do have a stock message that the customer will receive, whether we send it through email or through text. You can see here that my email and cell phone number appearing. Those, that email address and phone number are getting pulled from the customer's profile within Vast Online. So again, that's a nice integration, so we don't have to manually input any of that in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the report out to the customer. So I'm going to come over here to my email. We'll wait a second here for the email to clear into my box. In the meantime, I've also sent that text message to John, so he has it on his cell phone as well. So I've just received the email here. I'm going to double click so you guys can see it. Again, a nice little intro. Hi, Ryan. Thank you for bringing your car in. And then there's going to be a link here that allows us to view the report that we've made on the cloud. One of the nice things is all of these reports that we do will save permanently in your cloud-based server, so you can go back and reference them at any point for whatever reason, and so can your customer. So again, this is going to be a live look at what the customer's seeing. One of the nice things is, if this gets texted to them, it will all fit on one screen. So I can come here. If I shrink the size of the screen, you can see, that the picture itself will resize to fit any screen that your customer might be viewing this on. Well, one of the nice things, John, if you want to open up that text message that I sent you now.
Ryan, you may have did the wrong number, or because right now I did not get it. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't get it. Okay, let me.
Yeah, I think it may have had a different number.
Yep. No worries. I'll come in here and resend it.
Let me I may have given you my wrong number.
740-632-6167.
That is correct. Yep.
Oops. Let me resend it one more time for you.
Okay.
Oops, why is it not sending here? It's saying my mobile number cannot be reached. Interesting.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, you know why? Because I think that number I have is on multiple records. I think that's part of the problem.
So what I'll do, I'll actually put my cell phone number in here.
Yeah.
I'll send myself the text. So I just received this text message on my cell phone here. So I'm going to come in and I will open the report. Sorry here while it loads. Looks like the website having an issue here.
And maybe open it up another page. So the joys of product demoing, everyone. Every once in a while, there's issues.
Now, do you want to try? That's popular on my cell phone. John, do you want to see if you can pull up the dashboard? Oh, there it is. I don't know why.
Yep.
It must have been my internet took a brief break here, but
yep.
You can see now. So I'm viewing the inspection report on my cell phone. When I review that report on my cell phone, you'll actually see this message icon blinking. So what that tells your service writer at the front desk is that the customer is now viewing the report. So once we see that, we're going to give them about 5 minutes or so, and we're going to after that 5 minutes give them a call to to review the pricing that we sent them. I also will have the ability to two-way text with this customer. So you can see here we have an entire texting platform. This is going to look very similar to just your standard cell phone. But if I go in here into the report and say everything looks good, proceed with the work. So I just hit send here, and then as I send it here, you can see that the message is coming through onto the texting platform. So it says everything looks good. Please proceed with the work. And at that point, we can know that we can finish the work that we've quoted the customer at. Now, once we've finished that work, I'm going to come here. I'm going to notify the customer. We're going to let them know that, hey, the work on your car is done. We can also give them the option to text to pay. So if we want to send them that option, I will simply type in the amount that the customer owes us. And then when we send them this text message, they'll get a link where they can actually go in and pay for the work that we will be doing on their car. So again, I'm going to send that off to Ryan. And at that point, they've now been notified that their car is ready and that they can pay for the work. So that's all that I have for the demonstration.
Hey Ryan, there was a question there just about, is there a button on the report that can click on to approve the estimate? And the answer is yes. So what you didn't see is you're not seeing the text message that's up on Ryan's screen. So there's a big button that says approve, and then by approving that, it comes in and goes into the queue for approval.
Yep, and just as John said, when we do text out that that report, you do have the ability to approve the work by just clicking a button. Another nice thing that you don't see, on my screen currently, but you do have the ability to see on the texting, is that once you review the report and scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's also an option to give this the shop a rating, like a 5-star rating. So we've actually set it up so we do have the ability to link that rating to your to your Google account or your Yelp account. And if we do that, we will only send reviews with 4 stars or better from the Carside application to your account on Google or Yelp or whatever you might be using.
And then lastly, Ryan, you might have mentioned this already, but there is a new feature called text to pay. So did you mention that already, Ryan, on this?
I did.
Okay.
Yep. So we, as I showed them, we do have the ability to send out the report, via text, with also providing a link where the customer can pay off their balance with you.
Okay, Eric had a couple of questions here. I did respond, so you may have seen, for everyone on the call, you may have seen this already, but I thought I would just go ahead and talk it through. But the question was the reason for today's visit. So is that something that can be translated from the initial work order over to Carside. And yes, we do that. You know, my other comment, which was following that, was there is a lot of data, you know, that we can be moving back and forth that we're not doing yet. So it is something we're going to continue to enhance it over this year to make sure that everything, like right now, if you key in tread depth, right, tread depth does move over, right, but not all of the vehicle inspection work for building the quote is not moving over to VAST Online. So that's why you saw Ryan go in and add the brake pads to the work order. So what will happen when we have that completely integrated is, as a result of needing brake pads, well, then a package or item broker would automatically come up and start the order within VAST Online for you to build those items on the ticket itself. I think that was the two questions that Eric had. Let me just make sure. Can the approvals be made by line item, or okay? So can the approvals be made by line item or only the entire estimate? That was from Gay Lynn.
Yes. So for that one, it is on the entire estimate.
Yeah, currently it's just entire estimate. And I think that was it. Okay, so thank you, Ryan. Let me take it over again. So give me a second.
Yep.
If you could look at the questions as they come through.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about pricing of the software. So the base price for the software is $259 a month, and it consists of a number of users. It's not unlimited users, so there is a cap. Do we know, Ryan? Do you even know the cap of is it 7 or 8? I think, and then there is a price per user on top of that, but it's pretty much handling just about all of our customers currently. So that's really what you're looking at, $259 a month. And if you do want to have the two options, one would be the two-way texting that you saw that Ryan did show, which is the window to be able to text both in and out of Carside. Now, there will be also later this year too an integration within VAST Online to see the texting. So, because currently, right now, you're only seeing texting if you're actually in the Carside application, whether you're on the browser on the tablet, or whether you're on a desktop system. But if you do have them, if you're on the same system, you'll still get notified, even if you're in VAST Online. It's just not within the application itself. And then in addition to that, you saw the motors specifications. As you might know already, part of the motors data is already in VAST Online, so you don't necessarily need this. But if you do want it within this application for the technicians doing it, then it would be additional $49 a month. Okay, so that's pricing. And I think that's really it. Just really talk about the value. What is the value here? It's again, increased average repair order. It's improving your customer relationships and building your customer trust. So with that, I'll open it up to any other questions. I know we have a good bit of time, about 20, 25 minutes still. So if there are questions, we can spend as much time as you'd like. Even if you wanted to see some certain things, you can just key it on the screen and we'll respond.
Yeah, Eric just posted a question, John. He said, is the intention of Carside to eliminate paper work orders? That can definitely be one of the benefits. I think we made it more so to eliminate paper inspection forms, but also to give you a better way to communicate with your customers and better communicate your findings from those inspections. We really think through our research and the customers that have used the product, that our ability to someone to take the customer into the garage, where they can really see the work that we're that we're doing on their car. Really, number one, builds trust with them, but number two, makes them more willing to get that work done with us.
Oh, that's good, Ryan. Any other questions? Let me see if anything else came through.
Yeah. So it looks just. So Chris Pappas just asked us, just to confirm, the customer can't approve individual line items, only the entire work orders. Is that ability going to be available in the future? They did. We did at one point have the ability to do it line item by line item, but we ultimately made the decision to change away from that. Just because we thought it made the the process just a little too clunky, especially on a big inspection. We preferred to say, hey, we don't want to show you every ounce of work that's being done on the car. We're showing you, the items that that we think need to be changed. If you want to get those items repaired, here's the cost to do so.
Yeah, one of the things that we are going to be doing is actually, because really, if you remember from the demonstration, Ryan just keyed in the actual total, right? The total of the amount of what's being quoted. We're not sending the estimate itself, right? Now, one of the changes that will be is that the actual detailed estimate would be sent. So I think the process really, if you think it through, is you're talking to the customer over the phone after kind of sending it to them. They're saying, hey, I'll do this or not do this. You're going to make updates to that quote and then work order, and then resend for approval of what you kind of talked through. So I think that's going to be the process right now. But it very well could be that we would move towards automating it completely, where you can do it on screen per job, but it's not there right now.
It also looks like Galen had a question asking, can you tell me what the motor's discard spec? So we do show that. Let me share my screen again here. John, can you give me the ability to do that?
Yep. A second.
Monitor 2. So now you should be able to see here. We do list the brake rotor, or I should say brake rotor discard thickness right here. So again, we do have all of these drop-down menus that we will have for every vehicle, that will have various specs and data on the cars that you're going to be working on. Galen, if that answers your question, if there's anything else that you'd like to see, just let me know.
Okay, well, we'll just wait another minute just to make sure no one else has any questions. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for participating. And again, maybe I'll share real quickly here. If you want to make note, if you don't have our contact information, let me bring you to it on screen. But you have an email and a cell phone for both Ryan and myself. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, give me 1 second. If you're not, Ryan, do you see my screen?
Yep, okay. It's up now.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.